Suzanne here from Auralite and Little Bird & Co. Today I want to talk to you about oracle cards and tarot. A lot of times people come into the shop and actually say to me, how do you use the oracle cards? I love them. They're so beautiful. The artwork's amazing, but I don't know how to use them. Do I need to be able to do I read the book or what do I do? So I'm just going to show you how I will often use an oracle card or a tarot card, particularly if I just want to use one for the day. And that's often how I actually like to use them. I just want a bit of guidance. I don't want to do a full reading, and they're a really beautiful way to integrate into your spiritual practice and a good way to connect to spirit too. Again, I want to talk about coming back to that breath and just taking a moment before you start, about taking that beautiful breath in and taking it all the way down to your belly button, holding it for a moment and then releasing. And just doing that 2 or 3 times in order for you to calm your energies, connect to your higher self, connect to your soul, maybe ask your guides to come in as well if you work with guides, but knowing that you're connecting to something greater than yourself. Now today I've actually got the Light Seers. It's actually the mini deck, but it's the Light Seers tarot deck. I really love this one just because everybody's different in the pictures that they connect to. I really connect to the pictures on this deck, and I see a lot in them. So that's the ones that I'm using today. Now, generally speaking, when I have a deck, before I start, I give it a little tap, and that's a way for me to knock out any energies if anybody else has touched them, played with them, or if I've been in a bad mood and picked them up. I just want to knock out any energy that may actually be attached to those cards, and then I want to put my energy for the day on. So I will run my fingers over the deck like so, a couple of times just to get my energy on them. And then I'm going to actually ask for a message for the day. So I'll take a moment and I'll just say, can you give me a message for the day? So I'm actually going to ask, can you give me a message for today for this particular post? And then I shuffle. Now, I'm not an awesome shuffler, but often what happens when I do shuffle is that a card will actually jump out, it'll slip out, it'll end up on the floor, or it'll stick out. And when I get those, I really know that I'm on song for I need to know what this card is. And other times, and I'm not actually focused, they won't come out and I'll have to pull one. Either way, whatever's comfortable for you. So I've got one here that was sticking out like so, it was that way. So I'm going to run with that one for today. So let's have a look here. Oh, and interestingly enough, I've actually picked out 2 cards. So that's interesting. So let's have a look. So the first card that I've got here is a 5 of Cups. Now, what I would do with that is I'd actually spend some time and I'd look at the colors, I'd look at what the actual picture is, what does that mean for me? And then the next one I've got here is a 6 of Cups, which is interesting because I've used this deck time and time again. So, but the 5 and the 6 have actually come out together. So I know cups for me are all about feelings, about the heart, about love. And I'm going to start with the 6 because it's a pretty easy one. When we look at family, this to me is all about family, but about growth. Here's the boy and his dog and the growth to become a man. And the dog has grown too. How we become adults, how we grow in the world, in the physical and also in the spiritual world. So I know that this is development. And then I'd look at the colors as well. So I've got an orange here, I've got yellows here. So I'm feeling creativity and vitality and energy. And so this 6 of Cups for me today, when I look at it, is I know that there's growth here. I know that I'm moving forward, that I'm no longer an infant in the path that I'm currently taking. I'm becoming an adult, and with that adult becomes responsibilities as well. Now, if I look at this 5 of Cups, I feel like this is where I've been. So we've got a 5 and then we've got a 6. And this is, to me, all about introspection. Now, I'm looking at this and she's solitary. She's looking downward, she's looking inward, she's looking at what's in that nest. And to me, there's an egg in that nest. So it's a project that's yet to be hatched. She's really thinking about, well, how do I best go about this? This is where I've been, this is what I've been doing, and this is where I'm headed and where I'm going. So to me, these are 2 fabulous cards for me today, and hopefully they represent somewhere where you're at the moment. And yeah, just ask the question, what do I need to know for today? Or can you give me some guidance for today? Or if you've got a decision that's coming up, you might want to ask about that decision. Should I go to Germany? Should I go to Paris? Wouldn't that be wonderful? I'd be right up for that. I'd be hoping for a yes for that one. But use them as a guide, because ultimately what you're doing when you really connect to your cards is not reading the story in the book. Yes, that is helpful and can be great when you don't feel like you're getting anything. But if you can take the time to actually look at the pictures, you'll find that different symbols pop out, different colors will pop out. You can look at the same card 5 days in a row and you will see something different. And that is the beauty of what tarot and oracle cards can bring to your spiritual practice. Have a fabulous one.